Okay, so on this part of our lesson, we will be creating a palette. As you can see here, this is a traditional palette, an oil palette wherein you have a board or the palette board, and then you have the oil pigments or acrylics. As you can see, they are premixed before the artist or the painter applies them on canvas on board. So you call this the palette. It is actually a place where you mix your colors before you apply it to your work. In digital coloring, you can see the palette as this, or you can create your own palette like this. By the way, this is a good website for you. It's called paletteon.com or paletteon.com, wherein you can, as you can see here, these are the various color schemes, you know, that you can use, and as you can see, it develops palettes there that you can use later on. You can even check the saturations or toggle the saturations that you prefer depending on your requirement and on your project. Alright? So that is, I hope this site helps you out, paletteon.com. Okay? So let's say we are going to create our own palette here in Harmony. So if you're going to be creating your own palette, I would like you to access this here, color. Okay. So if now, let's access, so now, let's create, so this time, let's create our palette in Harmony, in our coloring file, here. So, as you can see, we have access the layers, the art layers, the timeline, the stage for drawing, and now, so sorry, even the node view. Now we're going here, the color tab. In the color tab, please be reminded that during the cleanup, the first activity or the first thing that we have started with this file, the cleaning up stage, we did not touch the color tab. So as you can see here, I have a palette existing that could have been named according to our file. Uh, you can, maybe you will be named their default palette names or whatever, but you can rename your palette here. You can right click it and you can choose rename. So let's say I will keep this name, clean up, to remind me that this contains the black lines, either vectorized or black pixel lines that were used in my polyline tool in drawing the cleanup and the in-betweens. So that palette mainly is for that. Okay? So this means I can create another set of palette that will just have the colors of the character. Okay? So let me just create. So here, in the plus sign, I can click that and create a new color palette. So I will name this, let's say, Claire. That's the name of the character, let's say. Yeah? And then I will just place an underscore colors. So this means the palette, oops, sorry, coloring. This means that the palette will contain colors of this character. Yeah. So it will contain them. Now, as you can see, by default, it has already given you a starting color, and that is black, right? If it has given you more than just black, for example, it gave you 5 colors as default, you can press the minus sign to remove those colors. Okay? Now, let's say I would like to add a color. You can choose color or you can create color by double clicking this. These swatch, you can mix the colors here. This is a single color wheel or single wheel mode. So you can choose from hues or colors, saturations or values there, and RGB modes, red, green, and blues. Let's say I will choose in hues, and I can click and drag this so that the color range or the hues will change, right? And then this is a live update. Let's say I will click here. As you can see on the right side, the color swatch is already changing, right? So let's say I'll just type in here body. That is going to be the name of the color, which means this is going to be assigned to the character's body. And as you can see, it updates even the name, right? I can choose, or I can also set this to multiple wheel. So a lot of choices can be seen. But let's say, let's just keep it on the single wheel. If you are already okay with that color, then you can press close. Then you have it. But let's say I was given a reference. Now let's say in a project like this, there is an official color to be followed or a standard color to be followed for this character. Right? So what's that? Let us go here. For example, this is my colorings folder. I'll double click it, and then you will see inside is here. Usually you receive this in projects. If you are given the scene, there are color references there included. So always check the folder. So let's say here, I have this. So this is going to be my color reference. I will just close it now. And now I will place it here. I'll go to File, and let's say Import, Images. I'll browse the clear color bar, so that's for him. I'll press Open, keeping the same settings all the same. Pressing OK, and now I have that. Remember, during the time of the cleanup, we did not move. We did not move the images that we imported. That's why they remained at the center. They are registered at the center, which is what we needed also. But this time we need to move, right? We need to move our reference. So what do? You can use this. Below here is your move tool. No? You can turn it off, or sorry, you can select there, select our color bar layer. While the move tool is on, then you can just drag it on the side. Simply just drag it on the side. And then I can go back to my selection tool and lock the color bar layer and go back to my colorings. There. Now, let's say, oh, I want to add these colors now. Since I have them as reference, now I can use them. So let's say I can double click this and I can turn on the picker. The picker is to be click and hold, and then you drag them. As you can see, it samples there. Let's say that is going to be the body color. Or if you would like it to be a little light, you can go here, right? So again, these are going to be your preference. If you're given a color or a standard color reference, you are supposed to follow that. Let's say that is going to be, let's say this is going to be the color of the body. That was the one assigned. And then I'll close it. Now I will press the plus. The plus will create a new color. Let's say I can double click this once more, drag this. This time I would like it to be here. This is going to be like here, there. I'll name this the shadow. So all the shaded versions of it will be there, will be used, will be colored this way, shadow, right? And then let's try and have a simple highlight. Click this, let's say here. Oops, sorry. I was still on the shadow. I still have it selected. There, shadow. Close this first. Now I'll create. I can create several more. There. So let's say this one. I will name this the highlight. Now, using the picker, there, close it. That looks fine. And then let's say this part, I would like to color the eyes. But since this is mainly the one being assigned for the characters, I would like to change a little. I would like to use a different color. Let's say here, let's give the eyes a little green. Let's say this will work. No, a little yellowish, a brighter yellow. There. Let's say that's the one that I will put for the eye. Name it eye. And then I'll just close it. Yeah. I'll save my work. And then now I am ready for the coloring. I can hide this reference or I can directly delete it from my node view. Delete. Okay. Saved. And then my color palette is ready.